What's going on, my PT peeps, my Walking Dead family, my fighters, and my Last of Us fans? I'm One-Eye Bri, also known as PT. Don't know if I'm winking or blinking, but I'm definitely thinking about what do you think, or what did you think, of the Last of Us TV show? Now, spoiler warning for the video games, the TV show, Season 1, Season 2, whatever we're going to see, with the video games, all that stuff. Spoiler warning for the Last of Us universe. The first season is done on HBO, but I don't know if you've seen it. So again, spoiler warning. So first, I like that they added stuff to the Last of Us universe. This was a great way to bring the video games to TV, but also add stuff and elaborate on the stories that we didn't see in the video games, like the origin of the pandemic, the infected, the yeast, the cordyceps fungus. Oh, it's cool, right? So I like the idea of them staying true to the video game, which they did, and also add stuff, which is always a great thing to do. Keep it true, but add things to enhance the story and everything there. The casting was great. I know some people had a problem with certain actors or roles, but overall, I think it was good. And I guess the only thing was I wish we had more episodes. 9 episodes goes quick, especially in a show that we know and love. And, I knew the video games, but again, the stuff with the scientists, the origin of the pandemic, the infected was a great way to do it. They did more in 9 episodes than The Walking Dead did in 11 seasons, which is crazy. The scenery looks great. The CGI looked great. It was just great all the way around. Even though this was gross, it was great, but it was gross. Not sure why they had to kiss and certain things, but it's not a big deal. The things that they did then make you go, weren't that big of a deal. But if you play the video games, and not everybody did, I'm interested to know, if you did not play the video games, what did you think of the show? Because I thought the show was great, and I knew the video games. My wife didn't know the video game at all, and she really enjoyed it. And I think it was universal. It was pretty obvious what was going on. Like, you didn't have to know the video game whatsoever to understand it, which is great. The Bill and Frank stuff I thought was a good episode. It's definitely like a bottle episode, and I know it rubbed people the wrong way. Not everybody, but some people are going to complain about it. But I didn't see anybody complain about Ellie. Right? I mean, she's gay. Bill and Frank are gay. Like, who cares? It's what they focused on. It's what they had it here. And the story was still good, in my opinion. I did really enjoy the idea of bringing the voice actors to play different roles on the show. I thought that was great. This guy's the voice of Joel in the video game. Bella Ramsey, I thought was good. I didn't think it really hurt the show, the character. She looks like Ellie. Yeah, there's other people that may look like her or act better, but she did a fine job. I love the idea of these two characters being from the video game, but also a little different twist, which is cool. Now, a lot of people are saying, where were the zombies? Where was the infected? That's true. There were not a lot of infected. There were some episodes, a decent amount of episodes, where we didn't see a single infected. But when we saw the infected, they did a great job with the runners, the walkers, the stalkers, the bloaters, all the clickers, all those things. But it's not that big a deal, because when you're watching the cutscenes, which is what the show is, the gameplay is you killing the infected and the people during gameplay, which makes sense. The scenery looked great. I know somebody said something like early on, like the first episode, and like 10 miles out of Boston, or second episode, like there's no way it looked like that. But they stayed true to the game, where they're going from Boston to Wyoming. A little different here, like they didn't stop in Pittsburgh on the show, but it's not a big deal in my eyes. But when you get to Wyoming, it's cool to see Tommy and his community and his people. And it also makes you wonder about Season 2. There's been a lot of talk already, about Season 2, maybe a third season. Will they change things to make it better because of the fallout from the second game? What happens? We'll talk about that at the end of the video. Is this Dina? I think so. They set things up greatly for the second season. Little Easter eggs, callbacks, connections, just stuff that makes us excited for the second season. Joel gets injured, Ellie has to get help, and then we have the whole chaos with that whole group. And again, it was a great rendition of the video game. I can't say it enough. If you didn't see the video game, you don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe you'll go play the video game or watch the gameplay now to see the differences and to see what was the same. But I have to say that the final episode with Anna, I think it's Anna, right? Or Anne, Ellie's mom, this is the voice actress of Ellie, and she's the mom of Ellie. So it works on multiple levels. She also stole the show, stole the scenes with her part. It was amazing. It was awesome. And I'm glad she was in the episode. They pulled off the giraffe. I believe they fed a real giraffe in it, and it was CGI behind them, but it just was awesome. It was a memorable scene in the video game to me, and they foreshadowed it earlier in the season, and this is from the video game, obviously, but it was just cool, and I'm glad it was on the show. Now, we knew this was coming. We knew that Ellie was going to go to the hospital, be a candidate for surgery that was going to kill her, and Joel was going to save her. And Joel saves her, obviously, because without saving Ellie, there's no season 2, and there's no continuation of the story. But the thing that I thought was interesting, and I thought we would see Abby, and we kind of did. So I don't know if it's the one with the mask down or the one with the mask on her face, but one of these women is the voice actor of Abby. It's Laura Bailey, I believe, the voice actress for Abby in The Last of Us Part 2. So we kind of saw her. But the big question is, how, when is Abby going to show up? Is she going to kill Joel, which is going to really hurt the show, if more likely when that happens, because I doubt they would change it. But that's the big question going into season 2 or season 3. Will Pedro make it all of season 2, and then in season 3 it happens? Are they going to change it up like that? I could see that happening. And I'm sure there's going to be a million videos like, Joel's going to live, Joel's going to die, is this going to happen, is that going to happen? Because Abby kills Joel because Joel killed the doctor who was Abby's dad. Marlene's story with Ellie's mom kind of is a little plot hole with the Fedra thing and this and chaining her up, but it works. And as for Ellie being like the super cordyceps person, like there's a thing in her brain that secretes a chemical, but why does she get attacked by the clicker, by the other infected when with Riley? I don't know, but it's just one of those things we'll have to see. It makes sense, but it kind of doesn't make sense. But again, where are all the infected? They said we're going to see much more of them in the second season, which is fine. I mean, I'm not watching it for the infected. I'm watching it for the story with Joel and Ellie and Tommy and, the Fireflies, and then, see where it goes from there. But there's got to be a little bit more of the infected, right? I mean, this was cool and it was a great scene, but it's just not a lot of them. I mean, they used the infected to take out that group that was going after Joel and Ellie, and a lot of people are comparing it to The Walking Dead. You can't really compare it, in my opinion. It's two different kind of stories, two different kind of writing, two different things. Even though they're rocking the denim shirt, you got to have that in the zombie apocalypse or the apocalypse, I'm guessing, right? But the question is, I made a video about this, which is better? What do you think? It was cool to see the mall, and I think that the post-apocalyptic world, or even the apocalyptic world, has to have a mall. You have to have certain things there, an RV, a mall, dog. It's just certain things that you have to have, in my opinion, which are iconic to apocalyptic story. But there you go, guys. That's my take and I guess review, recap, breakdown of the first season of The Last of Us TV show on HBO. So what do you guys think? Did you enjoy it? Was it great? Was it okay? Or we're like, I don't know. Could it have been better? But if it could have been better, what would have made it better? I mean, I don't know. More episodes? More infected? More gore, more violence. They did shy away from it. Like when they killed some of the people, they didn't show the gore. They showed like the body. They didn't show Joel stabbing the brain or killing the person. So it's all right. But let me know your thoughts. Post your comments below. Like, share, subscribe. Support the PT channel when you can. Either way, we truly appreciate all love and support. Stay safe. And as always, tell them Daryl.
Yo, we love you guys. Honestly, thank you.